Hi there everybody, this is Tony Shades of TS Film Reviews, here to do another review for you. The film I'm going to be reviewing for you is Oblivion, starring Tom Cruise with Morgan Freeman. I will say here in the very beginning, there are going to be some spoilers that I'm going to talk about, so I can give the full extent of my review. But I will save those spoilers for the end, and I'll tell you guys when the spoilers are coming up. So like, if you don't want to know what happens in the film, you don't have to. Right now I'm just going to tell you the story of it, and I'm going to tell you what I felt. The story is of the character Jack Harper, played by Tom Cruise. Him and another human have been living on Earth, which was attacked by scabs, is what they called them. They blew up the moon, which put the Earth into chaos. And then they had a war. As the war was going on, the humans built a new planet-type world up in space in place of the moon. And that's where everybody moved except for the scabs who stayed. I will say Earth looks really, really nice in this. Everything's broken. It's all dust. It's really bland and blah. It's devastating to see. And all the sand built up, and they're driving on the sand, and it shows the Golden Gate Bridge and how high up they are on it and everything. I really, really like the world that they portrayed in this. It looked really, really good. And the CG is really nice. I actually enjoyed it. And for the most part, the acting's okay. Tom Cruise, I've never been a huge fan of Tom Cruise. Of course, my favorite film of him is Top Gun and then Risky Business. But I've never been a huge, huge fan of Tom Cruise. Morgan Freeman definitely has one of the best entrances I've seen in a film in a very, very long time. I thought it was absolutely awesome how they introduced him with just his voice, and then the black, the darkness, and then just that one light and all that. I thought it was a great entrance for such a god amongst men. Morgan Freeman's awesome. The music was really, really nice in this, but I did think that there were some parts where the music was unnecessary and shouldn't have been in that scene because it just didn't fit. But the music was really, really nice. All the sound effects were nice. The CG was nice. I just thought they used the music in bad parts. There's a character in this film who I know from a TV show. He plays Jaime Lannister in Game of Thrones, which I absolutely love that show. Game of Thrones is amazing. I love every single character in that show, and Jaime Lannister is a huge one. And he's an evil guy. He's a heel. Well, in this, he was already a badass in Game of Thrones, and he's a badass in this. And it's just weird seeing him as a good guy in this when I know him as a bad guy. I mean, I know he's done previous projects. I know him from Game of Thrones. And so it's really weird to see him as a good guy now in this film. But he does really well. The character is pretty cool. They don't really get into it very much with him. He does have a couple cool moments. But all in all, the film is okay. It's not really that good of a movie. It's not bad, but it's not good. It's like okay and mediocre. But CG was nice. For the most part, the acting was okay. One of my biggest problems with the film, and they do it a lot in a lot of horror films and everything like that, but unnecessary whispers. Morgan Freeman in it, he knows that he's a badass. He knows that he has a powerful type of voice. And so he doesn't need to whisper, to get emotion or anything like that. But there's a lot of dialogue and a lot of times in this film where they're whispering and it's either hard to hear because of the music in the background, or it's just unnecessary. I just don't find the need to whisper when you don't need to whisper. Yeah, I know that it's a technique that they put in films to get emotion and to show drama and all that stuff, but if it's unnecessary, then it's unnecessary. Don't put it in there. But that was one of the biggest things about the film that really, just like turned me off. But now we're going to get into the spoilers section. So if you have not seen the film yet and you don't want to know what happens in the story or anything like that, just go ahead and turn it off. I will say right now, I'm going to go ahead and give my rating so you guys know what my rating is, and then I'll do the spoilers. My rating for Oblivion is a 6 out of 10. It's not a really good film. It's just okay at best. There are some enjoyable parts. The CG is really enjoyable. The scenery, the earth, how everything looks is really, really nice. The acting is okay, and the story has been done before. I'll say that. So yeah, Oblivion gets a 6 out of 10. Now I'm going to get into my spoiler section. The story. While I was watching this and it was developing into the film, I thought of one movie came to mind, and that movie was Moon, starring Sam Rockwell. And Moon was absolutely outstanding. It was beautiful. It was great. It was awesome to watch. And I kind of, as I was watching this, and even though I didn't get to that part till later, I was watching this and realizing, you know what, this is going to be almost exactly like Moon, because this is how it developed. You find out that he's not the only one that's there. There is people or a computer that is controlling multiples of him, using him as a specimen for the dirty work. You also find out that there's no colony. That big spaceship that supposedly they built for the New World is actually just a machine controlled. I think that they fused Moon and then the game Portal. To me, at the end, when you find out that it's a machine controlling everything, it feels a lot like Portal, like that. That it's that mother. It's the center controlling everything around her. I thought that was kind of cool in a way, but it was really predictable. In all honesty, it was. As the film progressed, I never thought that, in the beginning, I never thought that he was going to have multiples until it started feeling like Moon. And it starts feeling like Moon very, very early. And then I started to figure it out. Like, this life is just way too simple, and something's going to happen. So I did predict that pretty early. And then when they're talking to the woman on the screen, she sounded really mechanical and bitchy with no emotion. So I was kind of thinking right away that was the same thing as well. But I was not thinking that big spaceship was going to be, a homing device, and then that was where they were going to hold all of their people. That was cool, and all the CG is nice. The drones are really cool. I really liked all the machinery in this. The drones are really nice. The flyer that Jack Harper flies is actually really, really cool. I like how they made it look. The bike looks just like a bike and everything. The story is a lot like Moon. He comes across a secondary of him, one that they had grown. So it kind of felt a lot like Moon. If you have not seen Moon, it stars Sam Rockwell, which is absolutely amazing. Go check it out. Moon is a great, great film, for sure. Overall, it's just okay. It had a lot of similarities to Moon, and then I see Portal in there, the video game. The acting is just okay at best. I wasn't really blown away by anything, really. It was just a movie that I was just able to sit back and then just watch and just be like, okay, I'm watching a movie. You know, it's not bad. It's not making me turn my head in disbelief or anything like that. It's just, it's okay to watch. It's cool to watch. It will be an enjoyable film to watch in theaters for sure. It's that type of film to watch on a big screen with all the loud sounds, the music, the sound effects, all the explosion, well, the few explosions and all that. It will look and feel really nice in theaters. Enjoyable film, not great, but just enjoyable. I want to take a moment to put my prayers out to those families and all the friends and all the people that were affected by the Boston Marathon explosion. It's absolutely sickening how stuff like this can happen and how people could do this to other people. I mean, it's just it's like what are we becoming? It's absolutely sad, and I don't really know what to think of it. I mean, that's the best thing I can say about it, is that it's absolutely sad that this place has become what it's become. But my hopes and prayers go out to everybody that was affected by it. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope it's been informal. Let me know if you have seen the film, what you guys think of it, and let me know what you think of my review. Thank you very much for watching.